Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is Salik Hamida Abbas from BSS W2C, and I am from the Group 8 presenting about the LGBT groups. The LGBT groups is the organization, communities, or support network para sa mga lesbians, gay, bisexuals, and transgender. So, ang main goal ng LGBT groups is to give support, safe space, awareness, and protections to the members. May mga tao rin na tinitingnan nila ang mga LGBTs as a social deviants or paglabag sa traditional norms ng society. So usually, nanggagaling ito sa mga cultures, religions, traditions, o personal beliefs. But it is important to know and understand na iba-iba rin ang pananaw ng bawat society. So now, we will gonna discuss about the social workers and their roles in LGBT. So we have community social workers, clinical social workers, school social workers, policy advocates, HIV and AIDS social workers, and family social workers, and also last but not the least, mental health social workers. So, iisa-isahin natin i-discuss kung ano nga ba ang roles ng social workers dito. So, community social workers. So, when we say community social workers, they focus in communities empowerment and development. Sila yung madalas nakikipag-coordinate sa mga LGBT organization para gumawa ng programs at activities na makakatulong sa community. So, kasama sa role nila ang pag-organize ng mga events at seminars, pag-advocate ng resources at support services, pag-empower ng community members, and also pag-voice out ng concern ng mga LGBT community. For example, gumagawa sila or nag-organize sila ng awareness program tungkol sa anti-discriminations, equality, and mental health. So basically, sila yung tumutulong para lumakas at mas marinig yung boses ng community. Next one is clinical social workers. So, ang clinical social workers is nagbibigay sila ng counseling at therapy. Tinutulungan nila ang mga LGBT individuals at families na nakakaranas ng emotional or personal struggles like coming out struggles, discrimination experience, family rejection, depression, trauma, stress, at anxiety. Clinical social workers, ang trabaho nila is gumawa ng safe space kung saan pwedeng mag-open up ang client nila without fear of judgment. So, sila yung tumutulong sa mental health at emotional healing ng client. Next one is the school social workers. So, ang school social workers is nagtatrabaho sila sa school para supportahan yung mga student, especially yung mga LGBT students. So, they address the problems of the LGBT students like bullying, discrimination, and yung mga students na nakaka-feel ng exclusion. So, ang school social workers is nagbibigay sila ng counseling to the LGBT students, nagbibigay din sila ng guidance to the parents and teachers, and also they give a support para maging inclusive ang school environment. Example, ang school social workers is tumutulong sila para gumawa ng anti-bullying programs at safe school policies. So, ang goal nila is para gawing mas safe at welcoming ang school. So, the next one is policy advocates. So, ang policy advocates, ang mga social worker is nakafocus sila sa laws and policies. So, hindi lang sila directly nagbibigay ng counseling, nagtatrabaho rin sila para baguhin or pagandahin ang system. So, nakikipag-work sila sa government agencies, lawmakers, and also advocacy organization. So, ang goal nila is i-promote ang equality, also protektahan ang LGBT community and gumawa ng inclusive policies. So, for example, pagsuporta sa anti-discrimination policies. So, in a simple words, sila yung nagtatrabaho para magkaroon ng positive changes. So, now, let's proceed to HIV and AIDS social workers. So, HIV and AIDS social workers is nagbibigay sila ng support sa mga taong affected or infected sa HIV or AIDS. So, ang roles nila dito is to give counseling, to give emotional support, and also to help na magkaroon ng healthcare access, and also to give HIV education and prevention. So, tinutulungan nila yung mga clients para labanan yung stigma, fear, and misinformation about HIV and AIDS. So, ang goal ng mga social workers is para masigurong may proper support, may healthcare, at awareness ang clients about the HIV or AIDS. So, the next one is family social workers. So, ang family social workers is nakafocus sila sa relationship ng individuals at ng family. So, madalas kasi may mga LGBT na nakakaranas ng misunderstanding to the family. Sometimes, nakakaranas din sila ng rejections. So, and also, nakakaroon ng communication problems between the LGBT and the family. So, ang mga family social workers, ang ginagawa nila is gumagawa or nagkakandak sila ng family counseling. Also, gumagawa din sila ng mediation and education para sa parents at member of the family. So, ang goal ng family social workers is to improve ang understanding, magkaroon ng acceptance, at magkaroon ng healthy communication ang pamilya. So, And in simple words, sila yung tumutulong para magkaroon ng healthy relationship between the individual or between the LGBT to his or her family. Okay, last but not the least, the mental health social workers. So, ang mental health social workers is nakafocus sila sa mental and emotional well-being. So, tinutulungan nila ang mga LGBT individuals na may mga struggles gaya ng depression, anxiety, trauma, substance abuse, and emotional stress. So, nagbibigay sila ng coping techniques or mental health intervention. So, mahalaga ang roles ng social workers dahil may mga taong nakakaranas ng mental health challenges dahil sa rejection, discrimination, or social pressure. Ang goal ng mental health social workers is tinutulungan nila ang client na magkaroon ng better coping skills at healthier mental health. Related laws in the Philippines. So, anti-discrimination laws. When we say anti-discrimination laws is a law na ginawa para protektahan ang mga tao laban sa unfair treatment or discrimination. So, para sa LGBT community, ang ibig sabihin nito ay hindi dapat ma-discriminate ang isang tao dahil sa kanyang sexual orientation or gender identity. So, kasama rin dito ang Philippine HIV and AIDS Policy Act. So, nagproprotect ito sa mga taong may mga HIV laban sa stigma at discrimination. So, for example, hindi dapat tanggalin sa trabaho o tanggihan sa serbisyo ang isang tao dahil sa kanyang HIV status o identity. So, the anti-discrimination laws teach us na lahat ng tao may karapatang tratuhin ng tama, ng pantay-pantay at ng may pagrespeto. The next one is the SOGI Equality Bill. So, ang SOGI Equality Bill is a law na gustong protektahan ang LGBT individuals laban sa discrimination. SOGI, S-O-G-I-E. So, S means sexual, O means orientation, G means gender, I means identity, and E means expression. So, ang layunin ng bill na ito is to stop the discrimination sa trabaho, sa paaralan, sa healthcare, or even in any services. So, importanteng tandaan natin na ang SOGI Bill is hindi lang siya tungkol sa special rights, but tungkol siya sa equal rights or pantay-pantay na karapatan para sa bawat tao. Next one is the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children or VAUC law. So, we all know naman, we all familiar about the VAUC to give the protection against abuse or violence. So, kasama rito ang physical abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, economic abuse, or any kind of abuse. So, we also know na ang VAUC is focus siya sa protection against women and their children. But sometimes, ang VAUC is nagagamit din siya sa mga case na merong inclusion ng gender-based violence. So, this law is ginawa siya to protect the victim against abuses or violence and para magkaroon din sila ng justice at safety.
Pag-uusapan natin yung role ng social workers at mga laws na nagpo-protect sa LGBT community. So, mahalaga yung topic na ito kasi hanggang ngayon marami pa rin members ng LGBT ang nakaka-experience ng discrimination, bullying, at unfair treatment. So, bilang future social workers, importante na alam natin paano sila tutulungan at poprotektahan. So, we have the social worker skills. So, advocacy and awareness. So, isa sa mga trabaho ng social workers is i-advocate yung rights at welfare ng LGBT community. So, napapakalat sila ng awareness tungkol sa discrimination, violence, at unfair treatment na na-experience nila. Yung tulungan din nilang maintindihan ng mga tao, leaders, at government officials yung totoong situation at pangangailangan ng LGBT para mas maging open-minded at accepting ang society. Next is counseling and support. So, nagbibigay din sila ng counseling at emotional support lalo na sa mga LGBT na nakakaranas ng family rejection, bullying, at mental health problems. So, importante na may nakikinig sa kanila ng walang judgment. Inagay din sila para mas magkaroon ng confidence at maramdaman nilang safe at accepted sila. Next is community building. So, tumutulong din ang social workers sa pagbuo ng safe spaces para sa LGBT community. So, nag-organize din sila ng groups, activities, at programs kung saan pwede silang mag-share ng experiences, magkaroon ng friends, at makaramdam na belong sila. So, goal din nila na mabawasan yung discrimination at isolation sa community. So, policy, analysis, and advocacy. Ina-analyze din nila yung mga batas at policies kung sapat ba talaga yung protection para sa LGBT kapag may kulang or unfair na ipag-coordinate din sila sa government at lawmakers para magagawa ng mas maayos at mas inclusive na policies lalo na sa trabaho, education, at public services. So next is capacity building. So nagkakandak din sila ng training, seminars at workshops para maturuan ang ibang professionals at communities kung paano respetuhin at suportahan ng tama ang LGBT individuals. So tinuturuan din nila kung paano maging mas understanding at hindi judgmental. Next is collaboration and networking. So, hindi kayang gawin ng social workers mag-isa ang lahat kaya nag-collaborate sila sa schools, hospitals, government agencies, at iba't ibang organizations. So, sa tulong ng teamwork, mas napapadali yung pagbibigay ng services at support para sa LGBT community. Next is crisis intervention. So, kapag may emergency situations tulad ng abuse, violence, or family conflict, mabilis din tumutulong para masigurado yung safety ng LGBT individuals. So, pinabalik din nila sa legal help, medical assistance, counseling, at safe shelters kung kailangan. So, next, we have the related laws internationally. So, same-sex marriage laws. So, sa maraming bansa, legal na ang same-sex marriage. Ibig sabihin, may karapatan ng magpakasal ang same-sex couples at magkaroon ng equal rights pagdating sa property, insurance, at family recognition. So, examples nito is sa Canada, Australia, at ilang states sa USA. So, next is anti-discrimination laws. May mga batas din na nagpo-protect laban sa discrimination based sa sexual orientation and gender identity. Bawal ang unfair treatment sa trabaho, school, housing, at public services. Kapag lumabag dito, may corresponding punishment. Next is hate crime laws. So may mga bansa na may mas mabigat na parusa para sa crimes na ginawa dahil sa galit o prejudice laban sa LGBT individuals. Purpose nito na maprotektahan sila laban sa violence at harassment. So next is gender recognition laws. So pinapayagan ng mga bansa na ito ang transgender individuals na legal na mapalitan yung kanilang name at gender sa official documents tulad ng IDs at passports para maiwasan yung discrimination at inconvenience. So, next is conversion therapy ban. So, sa ibang bansa, ban na yung tinatawag na conversion therapy kasi proven na harmful ito at walang scientific basis. Nakadulot lang ito ng trauma at mental health problems sa LGBT individuals. So, next is asylum and refugee protections. So, may mga bansa rin na nagbibigay ng protection sa LGBT individuals na tumataka sa sariling bansa dahil sa persecution at danger. So, binibigyan sila ng chance na mamuhay ng safe at malaya. Next is party rights and adoption laws. So, sa maraming bansa, allowed na rin ang LGBT couples na mag-adopt at maging legal parents. So, pinapakita nito na ang magiging mabuting magulang ay hindi nakabig sa gender kumisa na kayang magmahal at mag-alaga ng bata. So, overall, malaking role ang ginagampanan ng social workers sa pag-protect na at pag-support sa LGBT community. So, mahalaga rin ang mga batas na ito para masiguro na may equality, respect at safety para sa lahat regardless of gender identity and sexual orientation. So bilang future professionals, responsibility natin na tumulong gumawa ng mga inclusive at mas accepting na society. So that's all po.
Good day, I am Adarsh Dentro S from BSSW2C. I am the next presenter. My topic is cyber deviation. So, let's start. What is cyber deviation? The cyber deviation is defined to harmful or inappropriate behaviors na ginagawa gamit ang internet, gadgets, at social media. Ito ay mga actions na lumalabag sa tamang values, ethics, at minsan pati sa batas. Sa panahon ngayon, dahil mas active na mga tao online, mas dumadami rin ang cases ng cyberbullying, online scams, hacking, identity theft, at pagpakakalat ng mga fake news. Malaki ang epekto ng cyber deviation sa individuals and society. Maaari itong magdulot ng emotional stress, anxiety, depression, pagkawalan ng confidence sa sarili, and financial problems at sirang reputation. Dahil dito, mahalaga ang role ng social workers sa pagbibigay ng support, protection at awareness upang matulungan ng mga taong naapektuhan ng cybercrime at ma-promote ang responsible online behavior. For example na lang, may student na pinost sa social media gamit ang edited photos at offensive comments. Dahil sa cyberbullying, nawalan siya ng confidence at natakot siyang pumasok sa school dahil nga nahihiya siya sa mga tao dahil sa ginawang pag-post sa kanya. So, isa pang example is ay ang online scam kung saan may mga nagpapanggap na seller para makakuha ng pera. Maraming tao ang naluloko dahil sa fake online transaction at nawalan ng malaking halaga ng pera na which is nagiging common na lang ito sa atin kasi marami nang nagoyo ganyan. So sa next is Roles of social workers in cyber deviation. Forensic social workers. Ang forensic social workers ay nag-work sa mga cases na may legal issues at cybercrime involvement. Tinutulungan nila ang mga victims na maintindihan ang legal process at nagbibigay sila ng emotional support habang ongoing ang kaso. Nakikipag-coordinate din sila sa police, lawyers at iba pang professionals upang masiguradong protected ang rights ng victim. Mahalaga rin ang role nila lalo na sa cases ng cyberstalking, online harassment at cyberbullying. Example, may babae na palaging nakakatanggap ng threatening message online mula sa unknown person. Tinutulungan siya ng forensic social worker na mag-report sa authorities at magkaroon ng counseling para mabawasan ang trauma. Isa pang example ay ang isang teenage na naging victim ng cyberbullying at ayaw nang pumasok sa school. Tinutulungan siya ng social worker na magkaroon ng emotional support at legal guidance. Next is child welfare social workers. Ang child welfare social workers ay nakafocus sa protection ng children against online abuse at exploitation. Dahil maraming bata ngayon ang gumagamit ng gadgets at social media, mas mataas ang risk nila sa online dangers tulad ng grooming, sextortion at exploitation. Kaya nga yung isang example is yung parang pinapaban na yung tinatawag na game nila na Roblox dahil nga nakaka-affect masyado sa kanila. Kasi minsan doon na sila doon nila ginagawing transaction. So, the child welfare social worker is nakikipag-collaborate sila sa schools, parents, at law enforcement para maprotektahan ng mga bata at maturuan sila na tungkol sa online safety. Tinutulungan din nila ang families na maging aware sa possible online threats. Other example is may batang nilapitan online ng stranger na nagpanggap na kaibigan at humingi ng private pictures. Tinutulungan ng social worker ang mga bata pamilya nito upang maiwasan ng further exploitation. Isa pang example ay ang pagbibigay ng seminar sa parents tungkol sa tamang pag-monitor ng online activities ng kanilang anak. So next is victim advocates. Ang victim advocates ay nagbibigay ng emotional support, information at assistance sa mga victims ng cybercrime. Tinutulungan nila ang mga victims na malaman ng kanilang rights at kung paano sila makakuha ng help at protection. Importante ang role nila dahil maraming victims ang nakakaramdam ng fear, shame at stress pagkatapos ma-experience ang cybercrime. Tinutulungan nila ang victims na magkaroon muli ng confidence at safety. Example, may taong na-scam sa online shopping at nawala ng malaking pera. Tinutulungan siya ng victim advocate na mag-report sa authorities at emotionally na makabangon mula sa experience. Isa pang example ay ang pagtulong sa victim ng identity theft na mas ma-secure muli ang kanyang online accounts at personal information. So next is community organizers. Ang community organizers is ang nagpo-promote ng awareness tungkol sa online safety at responsible digital behavior. Gumagawa sila ng seminars, workshop at community programs para maturuan ng mga tao tungkol sa dangers ng cybercrime. Layunin nila magkaroon ng mas informed at responsible na community para mabawasan ang mga cases ng cyber deviation. Importante rin ang kanilang role na sa pagpapalakas ng cooperation sa schools, barangays, and organizations. Example, nagkaroon ng community seminar tungkol sa fake news at online scams. Tinuruan ng mga tao kung paano mag-check ng reliable sources bago maniwala o mag-share ng information online. Isa pang example ay ang paggawa ng anti-cyberbullying campaign para sa mga kabataan sa barangay. So next is school social workers. Ang school social workers ay tumutulong sa students na sa mga nakakaranas ng cyberbullying, online harassment at iba pang online related problems. Nagbibigay sila ng counseling at intervention upang ma-help yung mga students emotionally at socially. Nakikipag-coordinate din sila sa teachers at parents para ma-solusyonan yung mga problema at mapanatili ang safe learning environment sa school. Tinuturuan din nila ang students tungkol sa digital citizenship at responsible use of social media. Example, may student na inaasar at pinapaya sa group chat ng klase. Kinausap ng school social worker ang involved students at nagbigay ng counseling upang maayos ang conflict. Isa pang example ay ang paggawa ng school programs tungkol sa responsible paggamit ng social media at pag-iwas sa cyberbullying. So next is mental health clinicians. Ang mental health clinicians ay tumutulong sa mga taong naapektuhan mentally at emotionally dahil sa cybercrime. Nagbibigay sila ng therapy at counseling upang matulungan ng clients na ma-handle ang anxiety, stress, depression at trauma. Important rin yung role nila sa cyber deviation kasi nga maaaring magdulot ng long-term emotional effect ito sa mga victims. Tinutulungan nila yung mga client na mabalik ang confidence at emotional stability nila. So ang example is may teenager na na-depressed dahil sa online harassment at negative comments sa social media. Tinutulungan siya ng clinician na ma-process ang kanyang emotions at magkaroon ng coping strategies. Isa pang example is ang pagbibigay ng therapy sa victim ng cyberstalking na nakakaranas ng anxiety at fear. So, next is policy advocates. Ang policy advocates ay nagfo-force ng stronger laws at policy para sa online safety at protection ng digital rights ng mga tao. Nakikipag-work sila sa government at organization upang magagawa ng policies laban sa crime. Layunin nilang masiguradong may sapat na protection ng mga tao laban sa harmful online activities at may tamang support system para sa victims. Example na lang, may group ng social workers na sumusuporta sa mas mahigpit na policies laban sa cyberbullying. Layunin nilang maprotektahan lalo ng mga students at kabataan online. Isa pang example ay ang pag-advocate para sa mas mabilis na action laban sa online scams at identity theft cases. So, ano nga ba yung mga related laws in the Philippines? So, the related laws in the Philippines is Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. Ang law na ito ay ginawa upang labanan at maparusahan ang iba't ibang cybercrimes tulad ng hacking, cyberbullying, online fraud, identity theft, at cybersex-related crimes. Nagbibigay ito ng legal protection sa mga taong naging victims ng online crimes. Layunin din ng batas na ito mapanatili ang safety at security ng mga tao habang gumagamit ng internet at digital platforms. Example, halimbawa may taong gumawa ng fake online account para mang-scam ng pera. Maaari siyang makasuhan sa ilalim ng Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. Isa pang example ay pagkakalat ng private photos ng ibang tao online nang walang permission. Maaari ring maging cybercrime cases. So, last is Anti-Bullying Act of 2013. Ang Anti-Bullying Act of 2013 ay nagre-require sa schools na gumawa ng policies at programs laban sa bullying at cyberbullying. Layunin nitong maprotektahan ng students mula sa physical, verbal, at online abuses. Responsibility ng schools na gumawa ng actions at procedures upang matulungan ang victims at mapigilan ang bullying incidents. Example, halimbawa, may student na paulit-ulit na binastos sa social media ng classmate niya. Pwedeng umaksyon ng school gamit ang Anti-Cyberbullying Act upang maprotektahan ng victim. Isa pang example ay ang pagsususpinde sa students involved sa cyberbullying matapos ang proper investigation sa school. So, that's all for my part. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something.
Human immunodeficiency virus and acquired immunodeficiency syndrome remain one of the major public health concerns around the world. HIV is the virus that attacks the body immune system, particularly the cells responsible for fighting infection and diseases. If left untreated, HIV can progress into AIDS, which is the most advanced stage of the infection. Although there is currently no permanent cure for HIV, advancement in medical treatment such as antiretroviral therapy or ART have possible made it people living with HIV to live longer, healthy, and productive lives. In the Philippines, the increasing number of HIV cases continues to be a serious concern. Aside from the physical effects of the diseases, people living with HIV or AIDS often experience emotional distress, social discrimination, stigma, financial difficulties, and mental health challenges. Because of this, the role of social workers becomes very important in helping individuals, families, and communities to cope with the impact of HIV. So good day everyone, my name is Julhane Esatopeno and I'm going to tackle the HIV. So what is HIV? Human immunodeficiency virus, or known as HIV, is a virus that attacks the body's immune system. If HIV is not treated, it can lead to AIDS. So, there is currently no effective cure. Once people get HIV, they have it for life. But with proper medical care, HIV can be controlled. People with HIV who get affected, HIV treatment can live long, healthy, and can protect their partners. What are the symptoms of HIV? So, maraming tao na may HIV is mostly ang kanilang nararanasan ay flu symptoms. Pagkatapos mahawa, usually within 2 to 4 weeks. So, the common symptoms is lagnat, sore throat, madali mapagod, rashes, slowing lymph nodes, and headache. But always remember na hindi ibig sabihin na may symptoms ka na is may HIV na agad. So, may ibang sakit na pareho rin ng symptoms. May ibang tao rin na walang symptoms. Always remember that para malaman kung may HIV ka is magpa-test para matanggal yung confusion. Ang social work practice sa HIV AIDS is nakafocus sa pag-help sa individual na may HIV AIDS at sa kanilang pamilya, partner, kaibigan, and community. Hindi lang physical na sakit ang tinitignan ng social worker, kundi pati na rin ang emotional, mental, social, and financial problem na maaaring mararanasan ng client. For example, merong taong may HIV na natatakot magsabi dahil baka husgahan siya ng ibang tao. So may iba rin na nawawalan ng trabaho, inaabandonado ng pamilya o nadidepress dahil sa stigma at discrimination. So dito pumapasok ang role ng social worker upang magbigay ng support at i-guide at mag-provide ng intervention para matulungan ang client na makayanan ang kanilang sitwasyon. Social workers understand the social determinants of the health, which are the different social factors that affect the person's overall well-being. So it involves here the social status, income or financial condition, level of education employment, family and community support. Lastly is the access to healthcare services. Ibig sabihin is na naiintindihan ng social worker na ang health ng isang tao ay hindi lang nakadepende sa gamot o treatment. But mahalaga rin ang pagkakaroon ng sapat na support system, trabaho, education at maayos na relationship sa pamilya and community. Roles and responsibilities of social workers. So, first is hold individual counseling and psychotherapy session for individuals, couples, and the family. So dito is tinutulungan ng social worker ang isang HIV positive client na ma-manage ang kanyang depression at the anxiety. Next is conduct support groups for people living with HIV AIDS and their partner, children, and friends. For example is, merong weekly meeting kung saan is nagkukwentuhan at nagdadamayan ang mga taong may HIV. Third is work as part an interdisciplinary team to develop individualized treatment. So for example is, pinaplano kung paano matulungan ng client sa gamot, therapy at financial assistance. The fourth one is lies with agencies, organization, and services provider to offer additional plan support or augment what already exists. Dito is nagkikipag-ugnayan ang social workers sa NGO para mabigyan ng free medicines ang client. Fifth is make referral to community resources. For example is referral sa health centers, livelihood programs, and mental health services. Next is advocate on behalf of people living with HIV/AIDS, families, groups, and communities as needed.
Next is develop and deliver education to individuals, families, and communities. Next is perform community health needs assessment and participate in community health planning. Lastly is the plan, develop, and evaluate community programs. So, by this is matutulungan natin ang individual and ang kanyang community para labanan ang HIV at ma-empower sila.
Laws related to HIV. So, the Philippines has laws and programs to help prevent the spread of HIV, AIDS, and to protect people living with HIV/AIDS from discriminations. So, these laws also make sure that people affected by HIV can receive healthcare, treatment, and support. So, first law related to HIV is the Republic Act number 8504. So, this law is known as the Philippine AIDS Prevention and Control Act of 1998. So, it was created to guide the country in preventing HIV/AIDS and helping people who are infected. So, the main purpose of this law is to prevent the spread of HIV by educate people about HIV/AIDS, protect rights of people living with HIV/AIDS, provide healthcare and support services. So, the important features of this is people can access HIV testing and counseling. HIV status must remain confidential. Discrimination against people with HIV is prohibited in schools, workplace, and communities. So, the law created the Philippine National AIDS Council or PNAC to manage and coordinate HIV/AIDS in the country. So, this law helps people understand HIV/AIDS and protect individual living with HIV from unfair treatments. So the next is the Republic Act number 1166. So the next is this law updated the old HIV/AIDS law because HIV cases in the Philippines continue to increase. So the main purpose of this law is to strengthen the HIV prevention and treatment programs by improving healthcare services for people living with HIV and promote human rights and gender equalities. So the important features of this is free and confidential HIV testing, more accessible, and the more people can receive an ART community. So, stronger protection against discrimination and stigma. So, this law improved the country's response to HIV/AIDS by making services easier to access and by protecting the dignity and rights of affected individuals. So let's proceed to the HIV programs and services. So the DOH implement various programs and services to prevent the HIV transmission, provide HIV testing and counseling. It's offer also the ART for people living with HIV/AIDS and offers support services such as psychosocial support, education, and referral to the other healthcare services. So the DOH teaches people about what HIV/AIDS is, how HIV spread, and how HIV can be prevented. So the importance of testing and treatment goal is to reduce misinformation, fear, stigma, and discrimination. So this campaign focuses on groups with higher risk of HIV infection such as men who have sex with men, which is the MSM, transgender individual, people who inject drugs, sex workers, migrants workers, etc. So these campaigns help people become more aware and careful to prevent HIV infection.
The Philippine National AIDS Council coordinates national HIV/AIDS initiative and development policies, guidelines, and strategies to address the epidemic. Philippine National AIDS Council also collaborates with the government agencies, non-governmental organizations, NGOs, civil societies groups, and international partners to implement HIV/AIDS programs and initiatives. So, community-based organization or CBOS, NGOs, and advocacy groups play a vital role in delivering HIV/AIDS services, particularly in reaching marginalized and underserved populations. So this organization provides HIV testing and counseling, peer support, advocacy, and community-based intervention to address the needs of people living with HIV/AIDS and key affected populations.
HIV/AIDS is a serious health condition that affects millions of people worldwide. It weakens the immune system and makes the body more vulnerable to infection and diseases. Although there is still no complete cure for HIV, early detection, proper treatment, and continuous medical care can help people living with HIV live longer, healthier, and more productive lives. Education, awareness, and prevention are important in reducing the spread of HIV. At the same time, society must promote understanding, respect, and support for people living with HIV to reduce stigma and discrimination. Through cooperation among the government, healthcare, social workers, communities, and families, the fight against HIV/AIDS can become more effective and compassionate.